Alola! I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. We can stop here. Today we're looking at Jangmo-o, Hakamo-o, and Kommo-o. Very crazy names that are unconventional compared to the rest of the Pokemon formula, but I like it also because I feel like they embraced some of the Hawaiian pronunciations and things like that. It is visible here. The Tapu is Pukumuku, Mimikyu. Like, I really think Alola did Gen 7 did a good job at embracing the culture that Kalos didn't do nearly as well. Okay, now I don't really have high expectations for this one because it's probably just gonna be your typical dragon bullshit. And I remember, I looked this up before, and I don't remember anything specific because I don't have a personal choice for today. But Jangmo-o, like there's a joke there. Do I care for it? Not particularly, but just for the sake of it, we'll highlight it and move on. I don't really care about Obi, Kommo-o, I don't know how it feels for us, but Jangmo-o at least kind of rolls off the tongue nicely. I like the description and the logic behind it. Dragonborn is definitely not the thing you would name a dragon. That's just stupid. Dovahkiin's fine, I guess. I don't really have a problem with that. It's not for me. I'm not a Skyrim guy or anything of that sort, but I mean, I'm gonna say the logic's pretty damn sound on it, so it's fine. Alcatraz I have is just one as a generic nickname set aside for something that I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna give it to. One day I'll figure it out. I'll acknowledge this one just because Game of Thrones. Do I care for it? I mean, not particularly. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but just in case it appeals to anyone, because I know it's not going to be a name you're going to see in the real world, so you don't really got to worry about if it, who cares? Looking at this, I'm going to be real. I didn't know it was a chick until I right-clicked and opened up the link, so there you go. Don't do that. Oh, it has to be girl. You have to fuck yourself. That's what. I don't Star Trek, but I recognize the name Klingon. I'm pretty sure Star Trek is Klingon, so here's another. We're going on all the fucking nerd camps today. Like, we're hitting every single fan base in this one thread. Pick your reference. We've got it here on Reddit. Okay, let's unpack here a little bit. So, wouldn't the draconic god of time from Elder Scrolls maybe, just hear me out, maybe fit Dialga better than some fighting samurai dragon? Just a thought. Maybe just a tiny little bit of a thought. I think we should put that elsewhere. Beach has nothing to do with anything. I mean, it does in their logic, but it's just fucking weird, and everyone's gonna look at you and be like, why did you name this Beach? They're probably gonna think you're 8 years old. Don't do that. Bauble means nothing to me. Chief is a bad name. Kilgara. I don't really care for that, but sure, whatever. Aquamentus I like, and I do have written down, and we'll set aside one day for someone. I was thinking about it, and I don't know why, but my mind was just like, you give it Drampa. Like, should I, though? I don't know. One day I'll figure out where to put Aquamentus. This one, which I realize is literally just gravel backwards. I mean, not technically because it's EL, but, it's basically just gravel backwards. Nothing really to say about that. And then Crate, the dragons from Star Wars. I don't remember any dragons in Star Wars at all. I'm also not a huge Star Wars fan, but I didn't really care for any of this except for Aquamentus. So again, if any of this appeals to you, sure. But I definitely think some of it is completely out of left field. The only one out of this I want to highlight is just One Punch Man, just for any of those nerds who it might appeal to, and that's it. Everyone's talking about this one, so I looked it up. It said Monster Hunter, so if that appeals to you, then sure. I know nothing about it. To me, it just looks like Spanish naranja, but spelled badly. Django Unchained. You feel like you're really grasping there, but alright, you tried, I guess. Okay, but Ryu means dragon, right? I named my dragon Dragon. Also, they got rid of Sky Uppercut because Game Freak likes bad decisions and they're stupid and bad at video games. I feel obligated to acknowledge Aragon because I want to say we've probably seen it in previous episodes. Though I'll say it's definitely not very common. Like, I feel like we saw it maybe in Dragonite and then something else in Johto, but there wasn't any dragons in Johto. Okay, maybe it was Dragonite and Salamence then. I don't know, but it's definitely not a common thing, but it's there, I guess, if you care for it. I don't like any of this stuff, but just in case you want to look, here's what it says. And I do want to, I guess, because I've been wanting to complain about this. Why the fuck did they give the fighting dragon, like actual higher attack stat than special attack, his signature move is a special attack. Granted, his special attack's pretty damn high, so it still does something, but I never felt the need to use it because if I'm gonna hurt you, I want it to hurt more. I didn't realize I was actually on TikTok. I thought I was on Amino. I've got it muted now, so if you guys want to see what the cringe is, it's basically just this, pretty much, over and over again. You get it? They're dick jokes. And then at the very end, ass nut, smella, soak my cock, and my favorite is the last one, Dragapult. That's the joke. Cool. Well, I didn't actually want to watch that anyway, but I didn't realize I clicked on TikTok. So that's done. We've reached the bottom. We ended with a bang to the head. Lost maybe half our brain cells in the process. So as far as the nicknames found, I don't know if I would say that the suggestions were bad. We found a lot of suggestions. They just didn't appeal to me. So the spreadsheet has nothing, surprisingly. And then we do have one comment suggestion, Kevlar, bulletproof, if you want to play off its ability. That's its hidden ability. No, that's its regular ability. Its hidden ability is overcoat, if I remember right. It's one of the two. I think mine has overcoat, which I believe is hidden, because overcoat's better than bulletproof. But regardless, you can play off the abilities, and that's the thing I don't think a lot of people remember is like, hey man, you've got abilities that you could use as another detail of personality to play off of, you know, a Pokemon's nickname. So if you want to do that, that's fine. And then I basically said already, I don't understand why they made it the Jingle Jangle Pokemon when it's a physical attack or whatever, but sure, if any of that appeals to you, there's that. No one else has pretty much mentioned that at all, I don't think. But yeah, it was just a bunch of different fictional dragons from a bunch of different fan bases that I knew nothing about. So maybe it appealed to you, maybe it didn't, I don't know. It's not always about me, this is about you guys. I'd say probably more than anything, this just gives me an outlet to look as well. So, any ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Tell us what you've used, what you'd recommend, what fictional dragons I guess you feel like referencing that no one's ever heard of. Everyone has heard of except for me. And I mean, hey, there's ideas out there, I'm sure. It's just not here for me yet. You want to know the weird part? Next we start the legendaries. But we're still not anywhere close to done with Alola, because Alola has like another 20 episodes worth of legendary Pokemon. Legendaries are a fucking problem in Alola.